name is Angel Isabinion and my topic is all about soil pollution. So what is soil pollution? Soil pollution as a part of land degradation is caused by the presence of cyanobiotic or human-made chemicals or other alteration in natural soil environment. It is typically caused by industrial activities, agricultural chemicals, or improper disposal of waste. So soil pollution defined as the presence of toxic chemicals in soil in high enough concentration to pose a risk to human health and or the ecosystem. So main factors of soil pollution. So soil pollution is a complex phenomenon. It can be triggered by the variety of things and activities from the littering of cigarettes, butts to excess use of chemical fertilizer. Every cause is linked with another. Pinpointing at once particular causes is quite difficult. However, the leading causes are listed or in the next slide. So first is industrial activities. So industrial activities has been the biggest contributor to the problem in the last century, especially since the amount of mining and manufacturing has increased. Most industries are dependent on extracting minerals from the earth. Whether it is iron or coal, the byproducts are contaminated and they are not disposed of in a manner that cannot be considered safe. As a result, the industrial waste lingers in the soil surface for a long time and make it unsuitable for use. Next is agricultural activities. So the utilization of chemicals has gone up tremendously since technology provided us with modern pesticides and fertilizers. They are full of chemicals that are not produced in nature and cannot be broken down by it. As a result, they seep into the ground after they mix with water and slowly reduce the fertility of the soil. Other chemicals damage the composition of soil and make it easier to erode by water and air. Plants absorb many of these pesticides, and when they decompose, this causes soil pollution since they become part of the land. So one of the factors that causes soil pollution is agricultural activities because of the using of pesticides and fertilizer. Next is waste disposal. Finally, a growing cause of concern is how we dispose of our waste. While industrial waste is sure to cause contamination, there is another way in which we are adding to the pollution. Every human produces a certain amount of personal waste products by way of urine and feces. While much of it moves into the sewer system, there is also a large amount that is dumped directly into the landfills in the form of diapers. So even the sewer system ends at the landfill where the biological waste pollutes the soil and water. This is because our bodies are full of toxins and chemicals which are now seeping into the land and causing pollution of soil. Next is accidental oil spill. So oil leaks can happen during the storage and transport of chemicals. This can be seen at most of fuel stations. The chemical presence in the fuel deteriorates the quality of soil and makes them unsuitable for cultivation. This chemical can enter into the groundwater through the soil and make the water undrinkable. So lastly is acid rain. So acid rain is caused when pollutants present in the air mix up with the rain and fall back into the ground. The polluted water could dissolve away some of the essential nutrients found in soil and change the structure of the soil. So next is the effects of soil pollution. So soil influences almost all aspects in our daily lives. Sometimes we fail to understand it. As a result of this, we sometimes fail to understand the effects that soil pollution has on our daily lives. So polluted soil means sanded scrub or even toxic underground water table. Some major effects of soil pollution are in the next slide. So number one is effects on health of humans. So consider how soil is the reason we are able to sustain ourselves. The contamination of it has major consequence in our health. Crops and plants that are grown polluted soil absorb much of the pollution and then pass this on to us. So this could explain the sudden surge and small and terminal illness. So long-term exposure to such soil can affect the genetic makeup of the body, causing congenital illness and chronic health problems that cannot be cured easily. In fact, it can sicken the livestock to a considerable extent and cause food poisoning over a long period of time. The soil pollution can even lead a widespread famines in the plant and unable to grow and eat. So next is effects on growth of plants. So the ecological balance of any system gets affected due to the widespread contamination of the soil. Most plants are unable to adapt when the chemistry of the soil changes so radically in a short period of time. So the fertility of soil slowly diminishes, making land unsuitable for agriculture and any local vegetation to survive. So the soil pollution causes a large tracts of land to become hazardous to health. Unlike desert, which are suitable for its native vegetation, such land cannot support most forms of life. So next is decreased soil fertility. So the toxic chemical present in soil can decrease soil fertility and therefore decrease in the soil yield. The contaminated soil is then used to produce fruit and vegetable which lacks quality nutrients and may contain some poisonous substance to cause serious health problems in people consuming them. Next is toxic dust. So the emission of toxic and fuel gases from landfills pollutes the environment and causes serious effect on the health of some people. Besides, the unpleasant smell causes inconvenience to other people. And lastly, poisoning of the underground water table. So soil pollution also leads to the poisoning of the underground water table. Since this water is stored beneath the layers of the soil, the toxins in the soil could easily percolate slowly and steadily into the water table. We must also remember that this is the water that is available for consumption and usage through wells and tube wells.